It's the Lord. And sure enough, it was Jesus sitting in the room.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for stopping by the Alabama Woodsman. It is Hometown Heretic Day, and our Hometown Heretic choice is going to be Robin Bullock. Yes, that leather trench coat wearing, hexagram sporting, Mylon Lefevre wannabe preacher from Warrior, Alabama, Church International. Folks, he's not just a preacher. Oh, no. He is a prophet. And he is an apostle. Yeah. In case you didn't know. Look, let's take care of a couple things real quick. Mr. Bullock, your prophecy on Mr. Harari being killed by God for calling himself a prophet, which he never actually did. Watch my video linked in the description below. It has not happened, Mr. Bullock. It's just not happened. You said the next time he opened his mouth, God would judge him and basically kill him. Not happened, Mr. Bullock. No, sir. Another fleshly false prophecy from the false prophet, Mr. Bullock. And not only that, let's talk about something else I want to get off my chest. Just give me just a couple minutes. You people that like to attack Alabama Woodsman. Look, I've got thick skin, okay? Told you I was a lawman for 20 years. If you think I don't have thick skin after being a lawman for that long, yeah, okay. Hey, you guys got to step up your game. I mean, the way you guys defend your false prophet, this last one, the lady in the first line of the second paragraph, she says, none of us are perfect. Hey, ma'am, your prophet should be when he opens his mouth to speak for God. Yeah, he should be perfect. See, this tells me that Bullock's people are so fallen to false doctrine, they don't even know what a true prophet is because they've been looking at a false one for so long. You're disappointing me. All right, now, someone will say, oh, see, well, Alabama Woodsman, you think this is a game. No, come on, you're being too critical. If you are going to attack me or debate me, let's just get the word attack off. Let's say you're going to defend Robin. If you're going to defend Robin and debate me, how about use the content of my video? That would be a great start. You just say, hey, Alabama Woodsman, at minute marker so-and-so in this video, you just lied. You just lied. You did not tell the truth. And we'll debate it. Look, my videos are harsh or crass or, some people say I'm mean-spirited. Yeah, you'll see a preacher on stage, and he'll get up there and snort and stomp and spit and sweat and raise his Bible up in the air and shake it and point his finger, and you'll be like, oh, he's just got the Spirit. The Spirit of God has moved him to preach so. Oh, my word. But when Alabama does it, when he's attacking your favorite false prophet, yeah, that's just mean-spirited. These are the kind of comments that I get that are almost laughable if it wasn't so sad. Okay? You are not able to defend the faith other than to say, touch not God's anointed and do his prophets no harm. Yeah, that's the second most verse taken out of context in the Bible. Okay? The first one I also see, which is, judge not lest ye be judged, because the way you judge, you'll be judged. Okay, folks, you have no idea. First of all, your shepherd, Mr. Bullock, owes you a refund because he's not taught you the Bible enough to know that verse is taken out of context and misused. The mere fact that you would write that in a text to me in the comments down below tells me you're judging me. you don't want me to judge Bullock, but then you turn right around and judge me using that Bible verse. And you're using it incorrectly, which is the sad thing. His sheep don't know enough Bible to even defend their prophet.
And one of the saddest ones I saw was a guy who told me, "It's not for you to judge the prophets. God judges the prophets." So we just let them spread heresy and lead people into false doctrine? Are you serious? We gotta let God judge them. You better open your mouth. If you see someone believe in these false prophets, they're being led off into false doctrine. Do you not love them enough to try to save them from this? Look, we try to save them from hell all the time. Hey, alcoholism, man, that not being of sober mind, that'll send you to hell. Hey, fornication, the internet, this, that, and the other, stealing, gambling, all these things. We tell people, I'm telling you out of love because I don't want you to go to hell. But when someone tries to warn about a false prophet, you say, "It's for God to decide, not you, Alabama woodsman." How sad is that?
Now that I've said that, we can move on. Folks, for all you Bullock believers, let me give you a word of wisdom. For all of you people who understand what Alabama Woodsman's trying to tell you, you've heard this before. If your favorite prophet shows up on Sid Roth, okay, the TV show I call Horror Babylon TV, if your favorite prophet shows up on Elijah's streams, okay, Alabama calls that the make-believe hour, if your favorite prophet, okay, such as Miss Turnipseed, shows up on the 700 Club, the TV station I call We Sell God at a Price, they show up on any one of those three, folks, you need to pay attention and have discernment because they are only on those channels for the Benjamins. Okay? Now, I'm sorry my microphone's not great. When Build Back Better comes by, I might be able to put my hands on a Benjamin. I'll need a couple, but until then, this will have to work. Folks, that's what it's about. It's about the Benjamins. And if you think Mr. Bullock doesn't have quite a few Benjamins, do your research. Yes, the quickest way to become wealthy is to write a book or become a false prophet. Anyway, here's the video we're going to talk about. It is Elijah Clips, which I think is just a clip from Elijah Streams, where Robin says Jesus appeared on a marked day.
We were in a meeting on 11/11/11. This was a marked night.
Okay, folks, if you've not seen my video on Miss Turnipseed from Spirit Move and how the use of these numbers to hear from God as if this isn't enough and the Spirit He gave you isn't enough and His words to live by faith isn't enough, okay? If Jesus is not enough, folks will run to this kind of witchcraft, the numbers speaking to them. That's what He's doing here, okay? Folks, red flags should be waving. All you Bullock lovers, you might as well be reading your horoscope. You might as well be doing your birth chart. It's the same kind of witchcraft. God is not talking to you through numbers. He wants to talk to you through this. That's why He gave it to you. But I digress. He says that November the 11th, the 2011th, was a marked night or whatever he said it was. Hey, what, 2012? Did anything happen on that night, Mr. Bullock? How about January 1st of 2001? Anything happen? You know what? It's silly. But this is where Mr. Bullock has gone into witchcraft.
And it was full. The room was full. And I was up on the stage sitting in a chair, and the room, that smoke filled up the room.
All right, folks, so this happened to me one time. I told you I was a lawman. I was doing security off duty in a modified police uniform at a concert at Cathedral of the Cross, when Cathedral of the Cross was pastored by Mark Carell. Third day was there, and I was at the stage, right at the stage, kind of, nobody was trying to rush the stage, but just in case. And man, third day was doing a great job, and I looked back, and I saw smoke like had filled the room. Look, folks, this is like an 8,000 seat church, big church, and I could see it like rising. And for a second, I thought, wow, that's like the prayers of God's saints rising up as a fragrance to Him. But then, because I was also an HVAC, an air conditioning man for a while, I realized that the air conditioning unit had dropped all the cold air down. The temperature of the teenagers that were there was rising. The warm, moist air meeting the cold, dry air made a fog. And what was rising off of them was heat. You see this sometimes with thermal cameras off of someone's head. It looked like their prayers and worship rising up. Folks, it was an air conditioning system. That's probably what he saw here. I don't know. I would think that if smoke filled a room, somebody would call the fire department. But I guess not in a Robin Bullock meeting, because God manifests Himself all the time that way. Yeah. And this is 2011, so you could say the cameras weren't that good on cell phones and stuff like that. I tried to look up what was in circa that time, but anyway, let's continue.
And I said, called a man up on stage, and I said, take a picture of the room. I want to see if that smoke shows up on the camera.
Well, Mr. Bullock, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it show up on camera? Look, let me tell you guys something. You watch these videos on YouTube, these stupid videos, and I do it too. Some people may say I make them. So you see these videos where these people, something happens to them, they act all surprised. Okay? Ask yourself this. Why was the camera there in the first place? Why was it set up perfectly to frame this spontaneous action? It's not so spontaneous when you ask that question, okay? It's a show. It's a performance. Start doing that. Start doing that with these Christians who, I saw God. I got a picture. Yeah, come on, folks. Start asking yourself, why was the camera there in the first place? And that'll clear up a lot of this, is it real or not?
So he took his phone, he stood up behind me and took several pictures. Well, at the end of the night, and I opened the picture, and sure enough, it showed up. And we were oohing and ahhing over the smoke in the room. And then all at once, a lady standing behind us looked, and I don't know how she saw it. She said, wait, look at that. Who is that? Who is that? Go back. I went back, and when I went back, Krista, my daughter, said, it's the Lord. It's the Lord. And sure enough, it was Jesus sitting in the room. And
this is the picture.
Yeah, can you see him?
Yeah, in the center.
Yeah, see by the post?
Yeah.
See him right there by the post? You see his beard, his hair, his...
Hey, folks, let me just start off by saying, in case you do not know, okay, Jesus Christ told us to live by faith. He did. It's in the red letters. It was Him. We're not to live by sight. Okay? We're not to be seeking a sign. An adulterous and wicked generation seeks after a sign. Jesus died. He was raised from the dead, spent some time here on earth in His resurrected body, and He ascended to heaven. It was about 2,000 years ago, give or take a couple days. Mr. Bullock, the honor bestowed on you, the absolute honor bestowed on you to have Jesus Christ, the Lord Himself, show up at your service and allow, by accident, someone to take his picture after 2,000 years to honor this apostle, prophet, seer, healer, person who has a college where he charges people to hone their skills for a gift that the Lord gave him freely. He honored you, of all people, Warrior, Alabama prophet Robin Bullock. He honored you with allowing you to have the first real picture of Jesus Christ in over 2,000 years. What an honor. What an honor, sir. Now, to all you thinking people out there, I will point out the obvious. Every Alabama redneck with a mullet and a beard ain't Jesus. I'm sorry I have to tell people that. We don't even really know what Jesus looked like, but that's him. That's the Lord. We have a picture. No one knows today what Jesus really looked like. But that's him. Hey, Mr. Bullock, you're not convincing me. You might convince your sheep because they'll believe anything. They don't have any discernment. But you're not convincing me. Let us continue.
And you see how grainy that picture looks?
Right.
That's not a touched picture. That's the smoke that was in the room.
Really?
That's why I had him take the picture. Now look at him sitting by the post, right by the middle post. See his beard? See his hair?
Now, to be clear, are you talking, as I'm looking at it, is it to the left of the post or the right of the post?
Well, if I'm looking at it, it's to the right there. Right
That's
there
it.
with the
Okay,
arrow.
yeah. There. Okay, I see. Yep.
All right, now what you may not realize, we went back and looked at earlier pictures when he showed that. And the smoke on this translation is not showing up as well as it does on these others here.
Hey, folks, I want to show you a couple things real quick. Let's take a look at this. Hey, folks, anybody see Jesus on a cross here? Anybody? How about Jesus in a frying pan? We got Jesus in a frying pan. And here's Jesus on a piece of naan. And here's Jesus on a rooster. And the best one of all, Jesus in a Kit Kat bar. You know why you saw all those images? It's because of this word right here, pareidolia. It basically just means your mind wants to see a pattern. It wants to take something and make a pattern out of it. Most of the time, something you've already seen. That is why you're seeing Jesus in a Bullock meeting.
I'm telling you, what you see is why you can't see the people. It's just that smoky. Look at the wall above his head.
Yeah.
There's a sign up there, and you can't even see the sign.
Yeah.
Now, folks, I don't know if you know it, but you just saw Jesus. A picture of Jesus. Jesus, of all the people on earth that he could have chosen, okay? He chose Robin Bullock to show the true picture. But Mr. Bullock, I think you've shortchanged yourself. I think you have. Let us look at this picture a little more in depth for a objective analysis, not a subjective, but an objective analysis. Let us go there now because I think we're going to see some interesting things. Come on, all you Bullock sheep, let's have some fun. Okay, folks, there's Jesus. There's a video capability app on a phone, but the picture's fine. The picture's fine. We're taking his word for it anyway. Let's look at this picture in a little bit more in depth. So we have Jesus, and if you look closely, who is that? Is that Peter? Peter showed up with Jesus? Robin, how could you miss this? Peter, the rock of the church, showed up with Jesus, and you didn't see this? You need some glasses, Mr. Bullock. What? Who is that? Who's next to Peter? It's Moses. It's Moses. Peter, Moses, and Jesus in the same picture. Folks, I am not believing this. Mr. Bullock, how did you've been holding back on us, Mr. Bullock? It's Moses, it's Peter, and it's Jesus. Oh, my word, as if that's not enough, there's James. There's James. You cannot deny that's James. And if that's not enough, there is little Zacchaeus. Jesus brought Moses and Peter and James and little Zacchaeus. Folks, this is earth-shattering. You should trust Mr. Bullock as a true prophet because he's got part of the Bible right there in his service. I don't know what else to say. I'm done here. If you have anything to say to me, make sure it's about the content of this video. Make sure it's about the content of my past Robin Bullock videos. Don't come at me with, don't touch God's anointed. Don't judge or she be judged. You don't know what a real prophet is. He had 2 prophecies that came true, even though he's predicted about 3,000. I don't want to hear it. Come at me with some sustenance. Come at me with some meat. That's what I want. If you can't, and you come at me with nonsense, I'm not going to hold back. Trust me, I'm not going to hold back. You want to come at me? I am fair game. You bring it, but you better bring it right. With that, I'm done, and I am going to find an aspirin.